Good morning, everyone. Uniformity and diversity. This is a concept I internalized at a very young age. From the time I knew to distinguish cats from dogs, I found myself among people of different backgrounds. Initially, diversity in my life only existed between my parents' origins, as they belong from two separate regions of India. When I made the move to the United States at age 5, I realized that diversification in my life in terms of culture, geography, and societal dynamics began to change. Now I live in Plano, Texas, where many of my friends from different countries, such as Lebanon, Egypt, and even China, have assimilated into American society just like me. I continue to encounter people from all over the globe, and am intrigued by their ethnicities. My desire to learn about different people drives me to eagerly discover and appreciate their uniqueness. Had I been living in American society about 60 years ago during the period of racial segregation, I might not have been this accepting of diversity. Rather, I probably would have faced discrimination myself. It is through the efforts of one man that today I'm able to feel comfortable among people of different backgrounds. This was a man who not only sparked change of thought in his own generation, but radiated enough hope to influence future generations. This was a man who sacrificed his own life and security to fight for the equality of others. This was a man who won the Nobel Peace Prize at the young age of 35, became the first Black man to be featured on the cover of Time magazine, and left an unforgettable legacy for all of us. This man was none other than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King's revolution to equalize American society in the mid-1900s began with the irony of the world around him. As a young boy, Dr. King internalized the teachings of God and expressed his love to all people, regardless of their race, religion, or color. He learned that the very country he lived in, America, was bound by the principles of equality, which is a value he greatly believed in. However, when he looked around himself, he noticed that others did not respect these ideals. Discrimination, prejudice, and segregation superseded the church's teachings and the words of the founding fathers of this nation. This irony and outright hatred between people is what led him to begin his movement. Though Dr. King inspired millions of people all over the globe, steps to make his dream come true were met with much resistance initially. First and foremost, his death represented the continuing ubiquity of discrimination. Later, policies that emerged from Civil Rights Act 1964 and 1968 gave way to even more debate in our country. Finally, with leaders like Malcolm X and Stokely Carmichael, people finally began to accept others unlike them. And since then, America has become so multicultural. Today, it is home to people of all different races who speak numerous languages and practice many customs and religions. In fact, even our own mayor of Frisco, Mayor Masso, is of Jordanian origin. From the outside in, the U.S. emerges as one of the few refuges that protects those facing dangerous discrimination from others. And to an extent, America does live up to its principles by providing an opportunity for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Having been an immigrant about 13 years ago, I felt extremely privileged to be a part of a country that placed equality at such a high pedestal. Over the years, however, I have been exposed to the layers of American society beyond its perfect exterior. Even though students today are taught to embrace diversity and treat everyone equally, internal prejudices seem to prevail. Racial jokes are becoming the norm, and younger generations are repeating explicit insults casually. In schools, cliques based on race, religion, and gender continue to exist. While racial discrimination has thought to have been an issue of the past, it is still very much prevalent today. Controversies surrounding Mr. Barack Obama's presidency were a loud and clear reminder that there are still people who believe in the superiority of races. The discrimination of Muslims and other people hailing from Southern Asia began with the fear of terrorism after 9/11. This fear led to ignorance, which led to outright inequality, as recently Muslims living in New York were not given permission to build a mosque near Ground Zero. When all of these situations are compared to those of Dr. King's generation, a realization emerges. It only takes one tangible difference between people for discrimination to initiate. Those who discriminated against African American people for the pigment of their skin did not realize that these black people, just like everyone else, had the same 2 ears, 2 hands, and 2 legs. This can be related to a much simpler concept like M&Ms. Though these candies can be made with pretzels, peanuts, or almonds, they're all the same in the fact that they're made with chocolate. No amount of colors or flavors will ever change the fact that they're still referred to as M&Ms. Similarly, we are all made the same with a heart that experiences identical emotions of kindness, sorrow, love, and many others. We may be packaged differently or be called different names or even live our lives in different ways. But in the end, we are all Homo sapiens, which is a truth that many people have forgotten. Every day, I'm prompted that I'm different from the majority. Many of my friends will jokingly say that I smell like curry, or ask if my father's a telemarketer, or refer to me as a brown person. Although these comments can be humorous at times, they're a constant reminder that my ethnicity is not viewed in a positive light. No one has ever classified me as an Indian for reasons that I would be proud of my heritage. While it may seem that I can be considered as an equal among the members of our society, these comments and harsh criticisms from other people show me that America is truly still far from equal. Though Dr. King left an everlasting impact on present-day and future civilizations, a modern-day reincarnation of Dr. King is needed to reinforce fairness and equality in our society. This modern-day reincarnation needs to make Dr. King's hope for equality truly ring from all corners of our nation. Martin Luther King Jr. dreamed of a day when people would be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. For the same reasons, I have a dream that one day I will be able to pass along my admiration for diversity to others. I have a dream that one day people will be able to move past barriers of discrimination that divide them. I have a dream that one day people will strive to find positive qualities in others. Winning the scholarship would make me one step closer to my dream. Thank you.